I begin my thoughts this morning before we come to the communion table to share a hypothetical reality. Okay, that's an oxymoron. But I know that we've all seen something somewhat like this. You turn the television on, and there is a television personality, an interviewer on the news, who is joined at a table with 2 or 3 or 4 experts. And he's interviewing, or she is interviewing these experts on a certain topic. It might be politics, it might be the environment. But you know that the interviewer is hearing from the producer in the earpiece that it's about time to wrap it up. They begin to get a little antsy and a little bit nervous. So the interviewer tells this panel, we've only got about 30 seconds left, but I need one last comment. And the last person who speaks says something like this: we better do something now because we're running out of time. Go to commercial. With that hypothetical reality, I'd like to welcome all of you to the first Sunday of Advent, where pulpits around the world will proclaim that the end is near, that time is running out, and that this thief in the night is about ready to knock on our door. But Jesus himself questions our assumptions regarding what we think we understand about time. Jesus himself declares that neither he nor the angels in heaven know when that time will be. This whole situation is further complicated when Jesus tells those who are listening, now put yourself into their shoes. You're listening to Jesus. And then Jesus tells you, as he is speaking, that your generation will certainly not pass away until all these things have happened. Spoiler alert. According to my day planner, and I don't want to come off blasphemous or irreverent, but according to my day planner, many generations have already passed away. I like the words of Reverend Robert Elder, who puts it this way, and I'll quote him. Quote, anyone who has waited at the train station for over 2,000 years for the train that has not yet to come may be reasonably certain that it's not coming. At least not in the way we had imagined. End quote. I want to linger there for a moment before we come to the table. I want to hang out for a moment in the way we have not yet imagined and discover what Jesus might be telling the church of the 21st century. I want to turn this passage that is always the first Sunday of Advent, I want to turn this passage from terror and threat to hope and invitation. Because I believe this passage is all about hope, where we no longer need to cling to our myth of self-sufficiency, that reliance on only what we can see, taste, touch, feel, and smell at best is feeble. I see this passage as resting on the sufficiency on God, that the way we see this world is very different from the way the Creator sees this world. The Creator is in control. The Creator has command. He employs dominion and lords the universe. Our hope, friends, this Advent rests even in our powerlessness, even in our confusion, our disillusionment, our anxieties, and our failures. Our hope is that God is still near. Just when everything seems lost, especially when everything seems lost, our hope is that God is near. My Lord, do we need that in this day, in this time. As we wallow in the potential of nuclear destruction, where our politics seem engulfed in nothing more than continual investigations, where mass murder seems to be the new normal, where natural disasters redefine the lives of millions, we need to be reminded this Advent that God is still near, that God is still with us. The kingdom of God is at hand, is not a threat, but rather a promise of hope. And alongside this hope is an invitation to witness Advent in a new way. To witness Advent in a different perception and understanding of time and catch a glimpse of how God expresses time, how God expresses eternity. You see, in our limited way of thinking, we think of time in two ways. We look at time first quantitatively, where we see time as a commodity. We have a certain amount of time, and some is gone, and some still remains. We keep track of the part that is gone. It's called birthdays. We keep track of them. We add them up. The amount that is remaining is a mystery. But I believe Scripture intended to see time differently, qualitatively. To see that we live beyond time, and that the kingdom of God is not merely earthbound and not regulated to a calendar that places the birth of Jesus on December 25th, but rather sees the birth of Jesus by the standards of eternity. Oh, that's different. Even the Greeks understood this duality of time. Even the biblical writers understood this. In the Bible, there are two senses of time. There is first chronos, chronological. You measure it. Day, month, year. But the biblical writers, the Bible, share so often about time as kairos. Those points in time that are decisive and busting with the unimagined. This understanding of time goes beyond time as measurement and moves it toward mystery. While we live in time, we also live over and above time. I've heard it described as living in two time zones. The here and now, and the yet to come. Friends, Advent is our invitation to live fully in both those times.